Hey everyone, Keith Valentine, the Pickleball Pirate. I'm back here at the Crush Yard, the best entertainment industry for pickleball. This is Evan Addington. He is our coach today, and we are going to learn the backhand shots. Okay, so one of the things I have problem in my game is, like, you have one of the best backhand rolls, the best backhand drives, the best two-handed backhand in this area, and that's something that's lacking in my game. Like, I don't want to use it a bunch, but you told me that there's 4 different areas that you kind of use this shot and where it's effective. And I was thinking that maybe today you could walk me through that, help me add another arrow in my quiver to make me a little bit better.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
So we got the backhand two-handed dink.
Okay.
Two-handed backhand counter.
Okay.
And then as we work back, you know, obviously the two-handed backhand drive and drop.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's get started. Where do you want to start?
Let's work our way back.
Okay.
Start at the kitchen and then work our way back.
Okay.
Start off with the dink. I feel like that's one that most people are looking for. I've done a lot of lessons where people are looking to add two-handed dink. I guess the first thing to understand with the two-y at the kitchen line is that there's some pros and cons. Pro, you can roll the ball with topspin, and you can disguise your speed ups pretty significantly. So when we're at the kitchen, we're looking to get under the ball to be able to roll it up over the net. So it's really footwork. Everybody does exactly what you just did. They're thinking about their motion. The first thing that I teach with the two-handed dink is where your feet are supposed to be. Because if you get in the right position, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to do the motion. Right? Let's start off. I'm going to dink to your inside foot. Dink out wide. I want you to get your foot even with the ball. Even so,
meaning this way even.
As soon as you see that ball's over there, and you're wanting to hit with 2 hands, which we're gonna do for the whole drill, right? I want you to beat the ball to the spot with your left foot.
So I'm gonna step out, the ball's gonna be here, let's say. I wanna be even with that ball, and I want it off of my front foot here.
Well, here's the key. You actually don't need to have the ball out in front of your body a whole lot. What you need to do is if the ball's headed this direction, right? You need to beat the ball to the spot, meaning get your left foot there, get set, be waiting for the ball basically. When it bounces off the ground and then apexes at its highest point.
So let me ask a question there. In volleyball, like when I'm passing the ball or digging the ball, you usually put your weight on the outside foot. Should my weight be behind the ball here to load up for this, or should my weight be back here on this foot?
No, great question. Yeah, it should definitely be more on your left side, maybe 70-30.
So I'm stepping here, I'm shifting my body weight over this leg to stabilize, and then I'm getting set to hit the ball. Got it.
And the only other thing that I would add to it is the angle of your body. So one of the things that you don't want to do is step this direction and be parallel with the kitchen line. Right? To be able to do the next part. I'm mirroring
you, so just good.
To be able to disguise a speed up when that ball's coming here, you do want to lunge out, but you notice how now I'm angled at about 45 degrees from the kitchen line? I want to be in this position so that I can hit all 3 targets.
And I also notice you're really tight here with this motion. So compact, elbows in, I'm not out here.
But there's a trick to that. There's no tension.
Relaxed grip.
I'm extremely relaxed when I'm there, but I'm keeping it close because when I hit a two-handed backhand off the bounce, I want to make sure that my contact point is not out in front of my body. You
I want to be here
make
compact.
Contact pretty close to your body,
Let's do it.
Let's try it. All right, inside foot. Get that left foot out there a little further. Yes, you were set on that one. All right. Stay down with your body on this next one. All the way through the shot, much better.
I felt that. I felt that.
You want to hit the ball and you basically don't want to move. We don't want to see levels changing.
Okay, so I peek. In golf, we call it peeking, right? You're looking up before you're looking where the ball's going instead of watching the ball. Yeah. So should I be keeping my eye contact here until I finish and then I'm up?
I don't necessarily mind if your eyes look to the target. If you're going to do that, your head needs to be on a swivel. I'm not rising through the shot.
Got it.
But you can certainly pivot back.
Follow the paddle so I'm watching where the ball's coming so I'm ready for the counter.
Especially if you're gonna speed up like you did, right? That ball that you hit was more of a speed up and not a dink.
Right.
You better be ready for the next one if you do decide to speed up.
Yeah, so I can't be looking down. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Nice. Well, you got the speed up down. Let's see if we can get the dinking.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Nice. Okay, on this one, heavy topspin. All right.
Okay.
So the second point, I think a lot of people at the beginning, when they're learning how to dink with two hands, should learn how to sort of just push the ball.
Okay, so push dink first.
Push dink first, definitely. When you learn how to push the ball, that's an easy thing we all know how to do for the most part. When you incorporate the footwork, continue pushing the ball until you feel confident brushing and getting the topspin.
Because that's where the danger comes in. If I lifted too far with topspin, I'm putting it right in somebody's wheelhouse. So the whole goal is get your body position, get your stability first, then the next layer is adding the topspin.
Yeah, exactly. Then building the spin into it.
Okay. Where should my strength be on this? You said soft on both of these. Should my hands be soft the whole time, or should the left hand be doing more than the right hand on this shot in general?
I would say your left hand, when you start to brush, is definitely going to be doing more than your right hand. Okay. But there's still no tension.
Okay, so I should still have a light grip, not a death grip. I'm not choking the baby bird.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very, I would say, it's very light until you decide that you want to speed up. That's when you decide that you want to speed up.
Then it's the left hand.
Then it's the left hand kind of firing more.
Okay, so for topspin, if I am going to brush, should I be leading with this top edge, the bottom edge? How is the paddle face?
Yeah, great question. So that's one of the things that I see when people come to me and they say, oh yeah, I've been working on this shot, and they're struggling, they're missing a lot of balls. They're almost always leading with the top edge and keeping the paddle face closed. Okay. So when they're setting up for the ball, they're trying to brush and hit over it, almost like a tennis shot. It's not that at all. So any shot in pickleball, especially when you're hitting it off the bounce, what do we have to contend with?
Yeah, the net.
The net, right? Okay. So when we're going to hit a topspin shot, we're still going to be making contact with the bottom portion of the paw. If we picture this as like a globe, we have the equator.
I gotta be coming down here on the bottom of it.
We gotta come at an angle on the bottom. Now to create the topspin, it's just about changing the path of the paddle up through the back of the ball with the face slightly open.
So I'm brushing the back of the ball.
Right. I can create a ton of topspin with the face open like this by going up through the bottom of the ball. So I'm beating the ball to the spot with my left foot. I'm getting underneath it. I'm keeping the face open. Yep. And when I hit it, I'm going up. So I always like to tell people, like, your left hand is only going to be really involved if you're doing more of like the Anna Lee Waters style roll. Okay. Anna Lee Waters is dropping that paddle tip, and she's using all left hand to time it and brush the back of the ball. Okay. She's phenomenal at the game. I would not encourage people learning how to dink with the two-handed backhand to copy Anna Lee Waters.
That's upper level stuff.
That's upper level stuff. Yeah, I encourage people to have more of the tip even with their wrist. Okay. Don't drop it a whole lot like this. Keep it even with your wrist and focus on getting the right paddle face angle. Okay. If you can open that, then all you have to do is picture getting below that ball and going up. And then it becomes sort of a hinge from your left arm.
Oh, I feel that. As soon as you put your hand there, I feel that.
It's easy to do that.
Oh, so you're locking. So really, I need to lock my left elbow in, very, very similar, pointing at my hip at all times.
Yeah, and I would be careful to think of locking it in. I don't want you to be tense. Okay. But yeah, there's certainly, like if you watch my elbow when I'm hitting these shots, I'm not.
It's not an upper arm thing. It's got it.
No, it comes from this hinge in your elbow.
Got it.
All right, inside foot. Better. Make sure you keep that face open.
Yep.
Exaggerate it. There you go. So push. No wrist on the shot. Yeah, there you go. There, that was it.
I felt that one.
Yeah. Don't go through the ball sideways, go up.
Just
so
up.
Instead of, here, I'll take, to kind of give you an example, on some of these you're going, right? And going through the ball. I want you to go up.
My finish is here.
Yeah.
Got it.
Brush up before you start brushing through it. Better. Nice. Oh, close. Just stay down on that one and you're good.
I did. I felt the stand up. I kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, beat the ball there. Yes, that was the best one yet.
A little high. I felt that though.
It's all right.
You know, it's all about the grip. Like I noticed, like I'm still over gripping even just to do this motion.
Yeah.
But now that I'm doing it soft like that.
Yeah, I would say grip pressure is 2 out of 10 hitting a shot like that, right? You're not squeezing through the ball or through the contact. You're just going straight up, really soft hands. There you go. Nice. Open that face up even more.
Okay.
And another thing I'd encourage you to do is bring that paddle tip up a little bit, right? Which allows it to kind of be one piece. As soon as your wrist...
It feels like I'm more wristy there.
Yeah. As soon as you drop the paddle tip, you're going to want to use all this wrist.
It does make me want to feel like I'm rolling more if I put the tip down.
Correct.
Okay.
And you're
because
gonna
that's
go
more.
over it.
If you look, that's more of the angle of the hands. In this, it feels more like a windshield.
Motion.
Got it.
All right, paddle tip up.
Oh, that feels, I can feel the difference.
You can really push the ball doing that. There you go. Nice. And now open the paddle face and go up. Sorry, bad ball there. I saw you want to drop it.
I did. I so wanted to drop it.
Yes, that was the best one yet. Bingo. That's the one when you're watching the video.
And my weight was in the right spot, and then my weight shifted back to the middle, and I was ready for the next shot.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how you're going to start two-handed dinking.
Two-handed dinking, okay.
A lot of people, if you think about it the right way, the only reason you want to dink with two hands, yes, it's nice to create top spin.
To mask the speed up.
It's to mask the speed up. So the whole reason that we're using two hands in these rallies is so that we can attack whenever we want.
And it's not so much of me putting pressure on this person in a dink battle and pushing them wide, although that is a shot.
Yep.
We're not going to win a whole lot of points in a dink with a top spin roll. Like that's not the winning shot in this sequence, right?
Yeah. I would say for the most part at the higher levels, no. But I mean, if you're playing a lot of intermediate level players can't really handle an aggressive top spin dink to the corner.
So there is some offense there, but that's less than the setting up the speed up or the shot down the line, masking those two. Okay.
You can really open up the court, which at a high level can be a bad thing. When everyone's really athletic and fast, now you're creating more angles for them to attack you.
Right.
And your margin for error is pretty small. They can reach in and attack it.
Well, and I think the other thing that it does, like when you're talking about the speed ups and setting this lineup, if I'm able to hit a backhand dink down this line, this guy is going to start having to watch the line, and then that opens up the middle, right? Because then I can backhand roll it, and I can pull it just a slightly bit and hit the tees and put pressure on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're easily able to kind of shovel it in front of you down the line. I would recommend if you decide to go down the line with the dink, use more of that first technique that we were talking about. Where
more
you're
of
just
a push, not a top
pushing
spin.
the ball.
If I'm not speeding up, it's more of just a push dink to get back on their right foot.
You're gonna wanna roll the heavy top spin to the inside foot right at the tee, and then you're gonna wanna roll the heavy top spin cross court.
Okay.
Until it's not working. As soon as somebody reaches in and starts to attack that ball, you're in trouble if you keep going there. And more importantly, your partner's in trouble. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so what's the next one?
So speed up.
Okay.
All we're doing is making the motion faster.
Tip up still.
Tip up.
Okay.
Now, yeah, good question. So definitely tip up, but when you swing, you're going to have like a set in your wrist.
Okay.
Because now we're incorporating the wrist. So I will set up, hit the dink.
Okay.
Hit the dink. When I decide I want to speed up, I'm holding.
Okay.
Waiting for that ball to bounce, apex, and then using that little wrist set to attack the ball and create speed.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
But you just drop the paddle head a little bit, so it's a...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the trick is getting there with plenty of time, right? So if you get there early and you can show them that you're holding, it becomes hard for them to know when the speed up's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. All the energy in the speed up is going up though. Nice. Yeah, don't go through the ball, brush up.
Okay.
Nice. Close. Probably a little too close.
I think I went across. I felt that. I was a low finish on that one.
Nice, good one there. Yeah, the nice thing is when you learn the dinking, the speed up is the same. You're just going to add in that quick motion with your wrist.
Well, I can feel it because it's deceptive because you're kind of holding it.
One thing though that I'd add on is you try to be fast with the motion when you decide to speed up, but you're not hitting it any harder.
Just whipping the hands at the end.
When you say hard, a lot of people squeeze, right?
Okay.
You don't want tension. You want the paddle to move quickly.
So still be loose, just a little bit stronger the left side in a whip. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, those wrists should still be soft. You just decide to speed it up quickly.
That was great.
Nice, I like that one. That was shorter, faster. That was great. Show me one down the line. Okay, nice. Yeah, okay. Those two shots were pretty different. I think you'll see it on video when you look at it. The first one, when you went down the line, you sort of reached out for it.
Okay.
Right? The way you hit it down the line is you just make contact a little bit later.
So it's moving more close to me here, and my paddle is more here.
Correct. It's hard for the opponent to see. If you want to go heavy cross court, your contact's going to be slightly in front of that right knee.
Okay.
Right? And you can preset that paddle face cross court like we do, right?
Right.
And get the ball to go there.
Okay.
If you want the ball to go line, you wait for the ball to come a little bit deeper into you, right? This direction, and then you make the same motion.
Okay, so my question is, if I'm holding my paddle face open like I'm doing the cross court dink, do I need to change this angle here to go down the line? Okay, so I'm more perpendicular to the ground here.
It all depends on the level, right? If you get below it, you're gonna have to really open the paddle face. You probably shouldn't be speeding up the ball from there anyway though, right?
Right.
When you're that low. So the speed ups are gonna come from the balls that apex a little bit higher, about net level.
Okay.
And you only need the face slightly open. Whereas when you're going cross court and you're really trying to hit the ball soft with topspin,
you're
gonna
want
to open it a lot so that you can get the ball to go up over the net, but also land in the kitchen and not be attacked.
Okay.
Now we don't really care about the ball being attacked. We're the ones attacking, right?
Okay.
Nice, great one. Good hold. There you go. That's a tough one, nice. Nice. Yeah, oh, that was the best one yet. You'll see on that one, you were set early waiting for that ball.
Yeah.
Right? And we're able to redirect down the line.
So I think the other thing that this brings out, one of my biggest flaws is watching the ball bounce. I take my eye off the ball and I'm already looking at where I want to hit it because, you know, table tennis days, things like that.
Yeah.
This is forcing me, again, the good habit of watching the ball bounce so I can gauge where it's going to land. I should be getting set when the ball's bouncing.
Yeah.
I should already be set and then the ball's apexing where I'm thinking it is and then I'm already in the position.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and there's so many micro adjustments that have to be made if you're going to get really good at these shots, right? We all know the pickleball doesn't bounce perfect every single time. So when you set, you're trying to basically beat the ball to wherever it's going.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're going to have to make little adjustments, whether that be
That's
with your
why
paddle.
watching the ball bounce is very key.
Yeah, it helps you get in that right spot.
Okay.
But that was great. So I would say those are the two things at the kitchen line.
Okay.
Off the bounce.
Okay.
Right? So everyone's looking at the two-handed dinking off the bounce, two-handed speed-ups off the bounce.
Right.
But out of the air, the two-handed shot is really effective as well.
Okay.
So we talked a little bit about counters.
Yeah.
Right?
Would there be more from here with the counters?
Well, so that ties into where I'm going to go first with this. Understanding when to use a two-handed counter is half the battle. The actual shot itself is very simple. Right? All you're gonna do is keep the paddle head above your wrist, so you're in a strong position there with your wrist.
Yeah.
When you set it out to your side, right, you want your right shoulder to come across just slightly. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I'm just coiling a little.
You're coiling. From there, it's not your arms, right?
Torso.
It's all core. So you're waiting on the ball and literally.
This is why Colin Johns was so effective. Like one of the things, he would just sit here on this backhand and he's just whipping through it.
Real compact motion, very aggressive, fast motion.
Yeah.
The thing is, where I see most people screw up on the counters is they're trying to swing
Big
at
swing.
it like a tennis swinging volley.
Okay.
Anyone who played tennis, there's this longer motion that's.
I should
driven with
never
their
go
arms.
behind my body on this shot.
No need
I should
to.
be. I just turn. I turn a little, so the paddle's almost parallel here to the kitchen line.
Yep.
Above my wrist here.
Yep.
And this is my position.
Yeah, I would say definitely engage in your legs a little bit more.
Well, yeah, obviously.
But you have that paddle up. Yeah,
It should be here.
Right there. That's a very strong position. It's easy to counter from there.
Okay.
When you counter and you actually swing through, I always like people to feel like the left hand is going kind of over the top of the ball.
So over the top, like I'm almost going to brush the top of the ball.
But it's not getting out in front of you like those swings there, right? Remember, this is our core, so it looks like this. It's like you're redirecting the ball down and getting over it. Okay. Right? So set up, dink to my forehand. I'm going to speed up line.
Okay.
Right?
And you just want me to pull it back?
Yeah, back to the middle.
Okay.
But you had said, oh, this is going to happen more on the right side of the court.
It happens here too because of what we were just working on too, the speed ups down the line.
And on this side though, you've got if they're assuming they're right-handed, you've got a right side player with a forehand down the line shot that you have to worry about. Okay. So whether it's your partner or whether it's you baiting them to attack, anytime the ball is in kind of this quadrant of the court, you need to be looking for that tui.
Okay.
Right? If they attack your body, you can easily protect with one, but. Yeah, okay. Get that face a little bit more closed and it's perfect. Yes. Shorten the motion up, time it with your core. Yes. The thing is, that's all you need.
I put so much more motion into this than necessary.
Yeah. Most
I really need to let you provide the power.
Yeah, I've already given it to you right there with the speed up. All you have to do is hit the center of the paddle
and watch
get
the ball got it
down. Yes, there you go. Finishing like you just did at a neutral position is where you want to be.
Right, because if you get the putback, I'm here.
Yep. If you end up past that, you've done too much. Perfect. That was it. Watch that one on video. Perfect shot. My bad. From that angle, it's going out anyway. Oh, yeah. Good one. Nice.
A little high on that. I felt like I came through this way.
And I would say it was just being late. That one you had to reach. Same principle here with the tui. if you're gonna do any movement to the ball, just do it with that left leg so that you're here and you have a stable base to hit the
this
shot.
is almost something that I shouldn't be too early on this because it opens up the middle. So I'm almost baiting you to go here, and then I'm stepping in front of it.
Yep, and great point. It's actually good with this shot to be on the later side in terms of contact.
Because you're setting them up.
Well, because you need to make contact even with your body. So if you set up to the line again, right, and you get there, let's say you step over, you're looking for the counter, you get there early and you make contact out here.
It's either going there or it's going up there right back to them.
Correct, right? It's not necessarily a shot that you're gonna be able to get down at their feet.
Okay.
When you extend out with two hands, it's almost impossible to extend out and also close the face. The face is gonna be wide open.
And then I'm popping it up and I'm eating it.
Up. So you want to make contact more even with your body. If you look at my paddle position relative to my chest, I'm here, I'm maybe making contact out here.
But that's because I'm using core. It's not arms. That's why it's okay to catch it there, because I'm stable. I'm locking my core, and then I'm coming through with the core. So it's not even.
You'll hit it way harder if you catch it closer to your body. So my point is, with that line shot, it's okay to be late to the ball. And catch it late. Just never reach out in front.
Got it. Still keep that elbow locked in. Now, are you a proponent of like putting a glove under the arm or something like that to lock in this kind of stuff? Do you ever?
If somebody is going to like really flail out, I'll usually use a pickleball and put it there, but not something that you need to be doing. Yes, you got it. That's it right there.
Okay, do me one more.
Yeah. Oh, bigger swing.
Bigger, I felt it. One more.
Yeah, all core. Tighten your abs. There you go. Yeah, perfect.
Got it.
Short, compact motion.
I got it. And I was there right on time. It's almost like, rather than getting set early like you're talking about, I'm getting set right as you're hitting the ball, because then I'm not leaving this open. I think I was originally going too early, which then screws my partner, because there's no way that they can cover all of this. If I'm over here, there's just no way they can cover enough and not be exposed here too to a forehand. So it makes sense of a little bit of delay to get there, so I'm making him commit to this shot. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's all about just being set. Like, if you're already set with your hands on the paddle, a lot of people will set up there with two hands, right? Then all you literally have to do is turn your shoulders and turn your shoulders back through, right? So if you think of it that way, you don't have any arm, Then it
feels faster if you're not even, because you can't really engage the hips that fast.
You shouldn't, you don't need to.
It's really, got it.
Yeah, so by being in this position, you can sort of just turn your shoulders and set the paddle and then swing through.
All right, now what's the last one?
So, third shots, right? Whether it's driving or dropping the ball. I would say the drop is gonna be significantly harder for most amateurs at the beginning with two hands. I don't really encourage it. I want them to make a lot of balls, so I'm teaching more a one-handed slice drop until they're ready to really add a topspin drop. But the drive is something that I get a ton of questions about.
Yes.
So hitting the backhand drive, I would say not unlike the dinking, it's all footwork, right? So
that's why I suck at it. Footwork is my worst thing.
Yeah, and it's just knowing where you need to be set to make contact with the ball. So the first thing that we're gonna do is get a feeling for where our take back is supposed to be. Right? So when you decide that you're gonna drive the ball, you got a shorter return, maybe it's near the sideline. Maybe you're the stronger player playing on the right and there's a weak ball in the middle that you wanna tee off on. The first thing you're gonna do is turn your body perpendicular to the target. Perfect. The second thing, I always want people to set their paddle position just behind their left hip, so that you're basically locked and loaded right now.
I feel it.
To swing.
I feel it. I feel coiled.
Yeah. You'll see that the face is slightly closed. If we're doing this correctly, we're going to be timing our contact after that ball has apexed. The reason that's important, we can get under the ball at that point. We don't really want to hit this shot when the ball is on the rise. We want to wait until that ball's apex, and that's where the footwork comes in. You have to be in the right position for when that ball bounces.
In behind, so I got to be drop stepping, getting behind the ball, getting my set, but still staying coiled here, not out here.
Yeah.
So now, here.
What I'll add though is we never want to be going backwards hitting a drive. It's okay to drop step and maybe hit a drop off of our back foot. I still don't recommend it, but it's a shot you can get away with. So this is something where, okay, we serve the ball. I'm probably not gonna, if I'm gonna drive the ball, I'm probably not gonna be already set on the baseline if I'm playing against better players. I'm gonna be back here so that I'm always stepping in when I'm hitting this shot.
That's something
stepping back.
I think that's a good point, and I think that's something that I struggle with, is I get myself into the court too much, especially if I'm serving. I'm running into my serve and I'm ending up in here. And so when it's possible, we should actually try to be serving behind the line so we're back here ready, correct? Especially against better players.
Like a lot of tennis players, it's natural to them to do like a split step. So if we're gonna serve, like, okay, but now I'm here, like I split step after the serve to kind of put myself in a position where if I want to drive the ball, I'm gonna be moving forward. Right?
All right. And then same motion, I'm loading up, I'm here, tip down now.
Tip down, but we're not gonna be open stance or semi-open like you are right. Yes, we're gonna close off.
Full close stance.
Yes. The full close comes when we decide to hit the ball. Right? So the progression would look like, okay, I make the decision, the ball's on its way back, I'm making the decision that I'm gonna drive it. Like I'm gonna go from this position here, and then I'm going to step in with the right leg.
Got it. So my body motion is going forward towards the net. I should end up with my weight on my front foot at the end of this shot.
During the entire shot, your weight should be on that front foot.
That's the other one. I get caught back here trying to load up to do a jump step like that.
No. All your weight is going to be on your right leg. Actually, there was a tip that I got one time.
Oh, that feels more, I can feel because my weight is over here.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not trying to push off. Like I was always trying to push off my back leg to get power.
No.
And I was always screwed up on the timing because my weight shift.
Yeah, you want to be leaning into it as you're, when I say it, leaning into your front leg as you're starting your swing. Making contact even with your knee.
Let's do it.
Right? So to start off, instead of starting at a neutral position, let's make it a little easier. Let's start off closed off already. Paddle back, ready to go. And I'm gonna toss them. You're just timing your step to the apex of the ball. All right, get that paddle back. That was a good one. Nice. You look like you've done this before. All right, let's add in a couple timing steps. So that's a natural thing in tennis. To have good footwork, these micro steps that you're going to do.
Do the same thing when you're hitting a volleyball or playing that. You gotta kind of stutter step a little.
Exactly. Yeah, good one. Good one. Yep. Perfect. Contact point's good, even with that front leg. Yeah. I'm gonna feed a couple to you. It's actually easier, or should be easier, if you're not overdoing it, because now you can use the pace that's on my ball. So you don't have to swing as hard. Yeah, there you go, good shot. Woo. Yeah, good one. Yeah, super good there. Yeah. Good one. Nice.
Got under that, I can feel it.
It's all right.
That was bad position.
Yeah, those ones in the net, it's just making contact a little bit too much with the back of the ball and not getting below underneath the equator, right? One of the keys, so you were talking earlier about how you always want to push off with your left foot. That's what you were doing instead of the weight transfer. what I think about doing with my left foot that helps, especially with the low balls.
Okay.
Because I think most people will find when they start trying to drive with 2 hands, they struggle when the ball is real low.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because we have to get really low.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you can do to help with that is with your left leg, instead of having any sort of push off or extension with the left leg like you were talking about, instead let it go dead. Let your left leg basically just drop, almost like your knee is gonna be touching the ground. The lower that
then I'm even shifting more and my core can actually turn.
And more importantly, your levels all drop. So I can get lowest if I just drop my left leg to the ground, my hips drop significantly.
Okay.
Right? So you can get under the equator of the ball on those low shots.
All right. Couple more and then
I don't recommend everyone do this. If you have hip issues or knee issues that are significant, you want to be careful. Yeah, perfect. The lower that left knee is, the better. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you got it. So along the same vein, the next shot, we were talking about the drop, right? I said I don't really teach a lot of people that unless they're higher level players. Very similar technique when the ball is in front of you and you want to drop it.
Okay.
We're going to be stepping forward, right? The only difference is now we're using that dinking technique. So remember where the paddle tip comes up, our wrists sort of lock and we're just getting under the equator. That's how we hit the cross court topspin drop. Okay. When we're on the right side of the court and we want to hit like that Anna Lee Waters inside out drop, that's where you back step and hit the drop inside out.
Now for the drop, is my weight on my back foot now, or is it still front foot?
It's situational, right? If they hit a great return and you're on the right side and you want to drop inside out, we do not want to be stepping into the ball and trying to drop inside out. We need to open up, get behind the ball, and drop inside out.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
If you're over here and you're hitting a drive, of course you're going to step into it. If you want to go cross court, the technique is the same. You're going in, but now you're going to basically brush up the side of the ball or get that paddle tip up and go around the ball.
Okay. So right, I'm going off of what he just said. So I don't think I'm ready for the topspin roll yet. I think that would get me killed or my partner killed. So I'm going to go home and practice. What are drills I can do at home to practice this if I had just a wall at home?
Yeah, my favorite drill is going to be the progression on the two-handed backhand. Okay. So getting up against the wall, practicing push dinks, shovel dinks, right? Then getting to where you're kind of top spin, brushing it softly off the wall. Okay. And then two-hander progression. So then just toss it off the wall, get my foot set, and then practice the form of getting just tight with the... Yeah, but it would be a push dink off the wall, letting it bounce, push dinking, and then second would be brushing off the wall, right? Then speeding up into a counter. Got it. Right? Got it. So if you can work on speeding up directly in front of you and then being ready for the counter, it's like a 4-shot wall drill that you want to do. That's awesome, man. Yeah. All right, hey, listen, guys, I got a lot of homework to do. I'm going to go home. I'm going to show you some of my drills up against the wall here. Thanks again to Evan Addington. Hey, if you want to take your family to some fun, entertainment, this place is great. There's games, there's table tennis, there's cornhole, there's food that is ridiculous, and there's a full bar. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Crush Yard, and we'll see you next time on Coach's Corner.